Greetings and welcome back to our Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. So, I'm doing an after commentary because I didn't really like the commentary I was giving during the thing, and it just wasn't sounding too good as I was when I was listening to it afterwards. It just sounded like I was talking very low or very echoey. So what I did here is, well, this recording was originally closer to 45 minutes, and it was about 15-20 minutes of me getting lost in this dungeon like I normally do with water dungeons. And I was also trying to go and collect as many of the chests as I can, mainly trying to get the important chests. Yes, that was my main goal, was collect the main important chests of this area, or this dungeon. So I hopefully won't need to come back in here unless, for whatever reason, there are pole souls that come in here later on, which I will deal with sometime later after I get done with a main quest story. What I was doing here, and I will say I was trying to get the chest that was in the chandelier area. And you're about to see a cut come up where I kind of failed at hook-shotting up because I went a little bit too far, and well, the current of the water pushed me all the way down. And I eventually used the boots to get back up the stairs to be able to hook shot myself up there to get this chest, which is one of the 2 heart pieces. And that completely healed me at the same time. And as I said, I made a few jumps here and there, or cuts, and that cut right there was me looking at the map, trying to get a good idea at which direction I should go. And I was also trying to remember which one could be, or lead me to the other heart piece of the dungeon. Because as I said, I don't want to have to come back in these dungeons if I can help it. And this claw shot makes it so much easier to travel around. It is wonderful. So you're going through the west, I think it's the west area of this dungeon in order. I think the west area of the dungeon is really, for the most part, optional. You don't have to come into this part of the dungeon, I believe. There's no need to, really, other than to get the heart piece that's in this part. I'm sorry I'm not talking right here. I'm just like trying to remember what I was doing as I was going through here. Oh, this part coming up is a little funny. I was not expecting it. I think I made like a joke of haha, I tricked you and now I'm stuck in here, or locked in here. And I was like, oh wait. Because the guy ran out toward me and I zipped right past him. But when I turn around, there's the second heart and all the enemies are right at the gate. If I thought of it, I would have probably tried to use a bomb right there. And I deal with it, and I show myself getting past that and back into the main room, where I will attempt to go towards the boss key, because that's the only other important treasure left in this dungeon. And holy crap, I had such a hard time trying to figure out which way it was, because I spent a little bit of time looking at the maps And I'm like, okay. And originally I went to the upper floor thinking that the treasure chest was on this floor for some reason. And these bats, I swear, these bats, they are a pain in the ass. And I think it's here that one of them got me. I'm just like waiting there, and I'm like, the bat just comes up right in front of me as soon as I loaded the crossbow. And I'm just shooting away, trying to get them, and for whatever reason I thought a shield attack would work there. And I'm glad Link here has some good reflexes. Otherwise I would have probably had to jump on all of his stuff again. And yeah, I ended up missing it, and I'm like, damn! And I try to go for one of those things over there, which I think is successful. Well, almost successful, if I remember. I don't know if it was part of the cut content. No, I do make it. I'm the entire time I'm like, oh, please leave me alone, bat. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Yes. Da 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 da. And then I celebrate by killing the bat that was chasing me. It's his fault for trying to go after me, not mine. And now here's where I had the more confusion, where I spent the next, like, I don't want to say 10 minutes trying to figure out what to do. And I like how Link still has to, like, breathe in for air before he goes underwater in that suit. And since you guys are watching this, I might as well at least state that whenever I do cut, I usually try to cut out the, or when I record, I usually leave the thing recording when I'm traveling between areas, just in case like something happens. So sometimes when I'm recording, I'm thinking that the video is running much longer than I think, such as with the Pokemon Platinums. When I go from one area to another, for whatever reason I decide not to fly because I don't want to like waste space in my Pokemon's party. So at the moment, with the exception of Surf, I don't use any of the field moves, but I know I'm going to need the use of Strength soon enough, because that is kind of required to move about, and I want to try and keep my party the way it is. So yeah, with games, I'll generally just leave it recording from start to finish, and I will like make notes as I'm going through about some of the more important cuts, and I'll like make notes when I go to edit the video to go and mark those spots where I'm going to cut out. As such, with one of the Platinum games I did, I got to one point and I would write down the part where I'm going to begin to edit, and then right before I say, hey, I'm back, I would mark down the area where I would make that cut, in case there's something that goes on. So, and if you're wondering what I use to record and edit, I use Camtasia Studio to edit this all. I like it. It is a little expensive, but I did get it a while ago. And they do give you like a 30-day free trial, which really got me hooked and really helped improve my videos overall. Because I remember I used to do guerrilla style. I know I'm using a lot of uhs here. I don't try not to use that. What happened here is I was trying to blow up the rock, and those bomb fish kept coming up, and I'm like, Damn it, leave me alone. And I do have to say, they do give an awful lot of bombs in this dungeon. They really do. It's like every other room there's the chest giving you bombs or arrows. Maybe they think that you actually needed it. And because of the abundant amount of supplies they give you in this dungeon, Oku is almost pointless. The thing that allows you to go outside, get resupplied if you need it. And when I was going through here, I'm thinking, yes, I'm at the boss chest, the chest that holds the boss key, and I'm like, hold on. And I realized that I had to drop in on the chest in order to get to it. And yeah, these fish piss me off so much. They are so annoying. And unlike Ocarina of Time, where you can use the claw shot, or the hook shot, excuse me, on the chest, you can't do that here. I don't think you can. Unless it's just something special for the important chests, and you can do it on the less important chests. I'm just going through looking at this like, oh, what am I doing? And I'm like, hey, a chest! It's probably bombs. Yeah, this dungeon is awfully generous with the bombs. I don't think you need that many. But I think instead of generous, I believe that it was trying to give you a hint that, hey, there's a bomb here. There's something that you need to blow up in this area. I think that's what it's mostly there for, is to help you get through this dungeon. Not to mention the rocks are like kind of glowing, which is kind of like a giveaway. And I really hated these things until I figured out how to be able to hurt them. You have to like give them a stab first, and then you can like smack them 3 more times. And here I am getting lost, thinking that this is the correct way to go. And it is. It's kind of misleading in a way, because you're swimming up and you come across like a platform. I love how easy these things are to destroy once you have the claw shot. I'm Batman. Unfortunately, you can't just shoot straight up. You gotta be at an angle. And you just slowly lower yourself in, and for whatever reason, you're able to get your hook shot claw back without it getting caught up in the grate. And when I got that, I was so relieved. And here we are to the boss's door. Our 3rd dungeon boss. And don't forget to pick up your fairy, which is in one of these pots coming up. Not that one. That one gives you hearts. And there we go. And I think it's the first fairy that you can find in this game. I could be wrong, but I believe it is. And I'm just trying to figure out which items I need for the boss. In reality, all you really need is the hook shot. You can use the boots to help you get around, and I will be honest, I had a difficult time with the first part of this. I actually got like eaten up twice, and one of it was through my own stupidity. Well, you could say both of them was my own stupidity. But only I could have so much trouble with this boss. And it is quite a reminiscent to the boss in the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time with the tentacle. Except these tentacles are actually hooked up to something and not just a gigantic blob. Oh man. And I had a hard time, and I'm like, Midna, leave me alone. She still insists on trying to give you advice here. And I end up getting sucked up there. And this is where I had like the biggest fail. My metal boots are still on. And I'm like just right into the thing again. And I'm like, I gotta get these boots off and move to the side. This isn't easy, but at the same time, it can get a bit confusing when the camera doesn't want to cooperate with you. And you're trying to move about, and you're trying to figure out how close you can be to drag the eyeball toward you. And I'm like circling around this thing. Jumping around, trying to get close enough to where I can get it, but it can't get me. So I come in for a little bit closer, hoping I can get that eyeball thingy. I'm sure most people by now would have probably gotten the eyeball. And I'm just having a hell of a time with this. And I miss. And it goes back in through the same way that hurt me. And originally I thought these were fish until I realized that they were bombs. The bomb fish. I didn't realize that until I got the first one to come toward me. Or I hook shot one toward me. I like drop it and I like give myself a jump attack to get away from it. And I kept pulling in bombs. And this is where I had problems with the camera sometimes. And that was very convenient, but I still somehow missed. Ended up getting one of those darn bombs. This boss doesn't really do too much. It just gets annoying. Trying to hit that eyeball. And I thought I was like, it's over, I got it, and then all of a sudden this gigantic fish comes out. Holy crap! No! And then you realize that I would say this was probably one of the easier parts of this particular boss. I don't think I got hurt once in this. I came close. And I did have a somewhat of a difficult time trying to swim around this place. Sometimes it didn't feel like I was swimming at all. I will give Midna one thing. At least she doesn't say, "Hey, listen! Hey, listen!" as I'm going through here. Now I was just having a hard time aiming onto that eye. But once I do, it gets a little bit easier. And I like how the music becomes upbeat as soon as you're about to smack the boss like that. And I think that's that way with all of the bosses. As soon as you have the opportunity to strike them, that music comes up. There it is again. I thought there was a way you could be able to stay on there, but apparently there isn't. One of the easiest bosses, or one of the most straightforward bosses, and one of the least straightforward temples. And there we go. The final blow. We have done it. Victory. Our third major victory of this game. And yeah, where is that water going? If the lake is full and this thing is at the bottom of the lake, where exactly is all this going? Really? That is a good question that I would like answered. And that moment where the fused shadow goes or turns into that, it all went silent. And Midna's all happy. And you get that moment of peace to reflect on your victory, my victory, over the third dungeon. But we all know that majority of Zelda games have 8 dungeons anyway, so we know it's not over. But just that moment knowing that the most frustrating and most annoying of dungeons has been completed. That is such a relief. The healing can begin. The mental scars can go away until whenever I do the next Zelda game and come across its water temple. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Dungeon Master 201, signing out.